Hey there, Alper Hacks, and welcome to this video. On this video, we're going to talk about control. I talked about confidence, and now I want to talk a little bit about control. There's some things in our life we can control, and then there's other things in our life that we can't control. So, for example, unfortunately, my mother-in-law recently passed away, and that's something that you can't control, right? You can't control death. You can control how you respond to it. You can control the elements. You can control yourself to be as healthy as you can, but we can't control things that are out of our control. Death being one of them. We can be chosen at any day to be taken from this earth, and our spirit will go to the next job, to the next plane of existence. And when you think about that, it's a little scary, right? It's a little, it's a little. Again, when we're out of control of things, it causes us to have somewhat of a little bit of a fear if we let it bother us. You've heard of people that say that person's a control freak, right? And what does that really mean? That means that there's somebody that wants to try to control things to the point where they can get a result. We can't always get results, and control freak's not a good thing. But what I want to teach you about is how you can control self. When I talk about being a controller, it's really controlling self. It's not controlling others. It's more difficult to control others when we don't have control of ourselves. Now, when I say control others, I want to make it very clear that when you control others, it's because they make a decision that they want to be controlled by you or led by you. People are looking for leaders. People are looking for somebody to follow. Most people are not leaders. They are followers. Just look at the news. Just look at the television programs that are on TV. Just look at the media and see what's going on. And people are followers. So if you become the leader, you become the controller, people will follow. Now, sometimes they follow people who maybe aren't worthy of being followed. But why did they do that? Because that person exerted some type of control on those individuals in a way that made them feel a certain way. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it, right? If you look at cults, they maintain a control, but that control is based on, obviously, convincing them that this is the place to be, right? It's subliminal conditioning. Some call it brainwashing, right? And brainwashing, it is somewhat it's really brain influencing, right? And you can do the same thing. I do the same thing every day. Every day I do a video like this. Every day I write an email. Every day I do something. It's with the intention to influence. I'm influencing you today. Now, if you don't want to be influenced, you turn this video off and the influence goes away. You watch the video, you get influenced. There's no way that you cannot be influenced by watching this video. In fact, there's no way that you can be not influenced if you watch a commercial, an advertisement. Everything influences us. So when I talk about confidence, control, and clarity, I'm talking about these because this is where most people have issues, right? And control is as simple as waking up in the morning and making your bed. It's as simple as waking up in the morning and doing an exercise regimen. Now, how long does it take to work out? How long does it take to do a set of chi exercises? Not long. But how many of you do it every day? Right? That is control. And see, what happens is there's this physical, and then there's the mental, and then obviously the spiritual, the triad of the mind force method. And so you got physical, mental, spiritual. How do you control? You control it by controlling what you can control. So you get up in the morning and you do your exercises. You feel the chi. You move the energy around your body. You do a lying down meditation and you feel euphoric and blissful. And you start your day in a control. Okay? You start controlling the way your day starts. And then as you do that, you start to control your outcomes. I've been gaining a lot of insights by speaking to people on these control confidence or confidence, control, and clarity calls. And what I find out is probably 99% of the people I talk to are totally out of control. They have no clue of how to get from where they are to where they want to go. And yet, their resistance to getting the help. It's like they've got a broken leg and they're resistant to go to the doctor so that they can walk. They would rather hobble along. And I want you to really think about that. And again, I'm not saying you should do my method or hire me or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you need to consider and think, what am I going to do to get unstuck from where I'm at? And guess what? We're all stuck somewhere. We all have limitations that we've placed on ourselves over the years that is causing us to not be able to go from point A to point B. And I work with high performance people, and sometimes those high performance people are killing it in one area of their life, right? They may be in unbelievable physical shape. They look like a specimen. And yet, inside of their mind, they doubt. They have fears. And yet, if you were to look at them, body beautiful. They look fantastic. Abs all year round. Of course, I'm speaking of men mostly. They look fantastic. But inside, they don't have control. They have control of their physical beauty, their physical body. And in some cases, they don't even think that they have a good body or that they are a physical specimen. Again, that's a lack of control, lack of understanding. Fear, doubt causes anxiety, and then obviously you don't get the results you want. And so I really want you to ask yourself the questions that make sense to you. Go to the page that's right below this and answer the 4 questions. These are the 4 questions that I ask all the time. What do you want? When do you want it? What are you willing to give up, postpone to get it? And what will your life be like when you get it? Simple, right? Simple 4 questions, and yet so powerful. But you got to look at it and say, okay, let me answer these questions honestly. Because again, just by answering the questions, you give yourself control. I did a course years ago called Control Factor, and it was all about getting control of your mind, your body, your spirit through mindset domination. I can teach you mindset domination. Mindset domination is the ability to put you into the control seat so that you can control your thoughts and processes. Now, it doesn't happen overnight, obviously. We all have to work on it. You notice I say we all have to work on it because I have to work on it as much as you do. I have to wake up in the morning and program myself for success every single day. If I don't do that, my day is less than it could have otherwise been. Again, that's control. And if I don't do that on a daily basis, I'm exhibiting a lack of control. So important. If you want to be high performance, you've got to do what high performance people do. If you don't believe me, you should. But if you don't, just find a high performer. Maybe in your profession, maybe an athlete, and research. What do they do? What does a high performance person do? Do they do what the average person does? No, they don't. They are above and beyond. They are the outliers of the world. If you want to be good, you want to be a controller, you need to be an outlier. You need to put in the flight time. You need to make it happen. Now, the Mind Force method is a systematic approach that will teach you a couple amazing things. Number one, it's going to help you to generate more abundant chi energy than ever before. Now, we've all got chi energy, but the method, the system, the exercises are going to allow you to build and generate a massive amount of chi energy. But that in and of itself is not what's important. Is that we're going to build up the energy, and then we're going to learn how to tonify that energy by using yin exercise. So you got yang is building it up, yin is tonifying it and taking that energy and molding it. So if you just had this big, massive amount of energy and it was just out there, but if you didn't have a way to bring it in and condense it a little bit and make it something that you can work with, right? That's the key. That's the key. So you've got to understand how this works. So you're going to build massive amounts of chi, which you can use in all areas of your life, and will immediately help you. It will immediately cause breakthroughs in your life because you're going to have this new energy and vitality. And then you're going to learn how to focus it and get clarity on that energy. That's number 2. Number 3 is because you're building up the energy, right? Again, this all comes back to control. And because you are now tonifying the energy, you're then going to be opening up to awareness, self-awareness, psychic awareness, psychic acuity, which means we're all psychic beings. You may think I'm not psychic, but you are. You are very psychic. And if you look back and you think about it, you'll recognize those times when you are very psychic. Okay? But there are ways to increase that acuity, to increase that awareness. And as you do the exercises, as you do the techniques that I teach you, you will get that acuity. So that's number 3. Number 4 is mindset domination. Actually, mindset domination really should be number 1, because if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to be able to do any of this, right? Because I always tell people, hey, if you have a negative attitude, don't do chi exercises. You've got to have a brilliant mind, a brilliant attitude in order to build chi exercise. Don't build chi in a negative mood. Don't build chi when you're not feeling fantastic. You see, and that's mindset domination. And that's controlling the mind and allowing your mind, or enabling yourself to control what your mind is thinking. And I use several different techniques, from the block technique to several others. If you've got the mindset blueprint, you know about the block technique. Use it. It works beautifully, right? So mindset domination, unbelievable. If you want to take it to the next level, mindset domination is without a doubt the thing that you need. I already know that. I don't even need to know you, and I know that you need that. We all do. So we got 4, right? So we got the qigong, the chi, the energy. We've got the learning how to meditate, relax, and control, tonify the energy. We're creating an awareness, a psychic acuity. And then we're also creating mindset domination by controlling our thoughts as much as we can. And then the third thing is abundance and manifestation, manifesting abundance. Now, the reason I leave this as number 5 on the list, and again, these can be interchangeable. Obviously, this is the Mind Force framework, or the pillars of the Mind Force method. And that is because, to manifest and create abundance, you can do that immediately. However, sometimes you need to get your energy at the right point. You need to have your energy feeling the right way, because attraction, abundance, manifestation is not just a mental thought. It's a physical impression as well. That's the difference between what I teach and 99% of other people teach. They teach the mental. They may even teach some kind of spiritual concept, but in terms of physical release of energy, they have no idea how to do that. And when you release physical energy, you emit it powerfully, you can create control in the abundance and manifestation factor. But in order for it to work as powerfully as possible, you've got to get these other concepts in order. The energy, tonifying the energy, opening up the awareness, okay? Mindset domination, and then we get to the manifestation and abundance. And then the 6th thing is healing, okay? First, you're going to heal yourself, and then you can heal others. I can't tell you how many healers I've met over the years who would heal others, but yet their lives were not very healed. And that's because they spent more time healing others or trying to heal others when not healing themselves. And we all have things in our life that we need to heal. And so that's why we want to talk about it from these 6 pillars, because they all integrate and coordinate in order to create the better you. Each piece is put together and designed so that you can heal yourself. Ultimately, that's what we're talking about. And that's emotional, mental, spiritual, physical. It all comes from the standpoint of having everything in line. When you have alignment with all these elements, you're going to get results. You're going to become a controller. And if you want to set up a call with me, I'd be happy to share with you exactly what you will need to do, because it's customized to you for everything that you do. But hopefully this training has been helpful for you so that regardless, you can take the concepts that I've talked to you about and you can understand the fact that you've got to learn to be a controller. And in order to do that, you've got to start now. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not Monday. Now. Now's the time. You can make it happen. So make it happen. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day. So long.